All right, y'all. Welcome to the Souffrant podcast, sponsored by Irv Lee Productions. He makes me look great. I am here with two really, really, really important people, about to be close friends. We keep talking like this. Why don't you introduce yourselves to the people?
Hi, my name is Sarah Wright, a.k.a. Lady Flip Game.
And I'm Lorenzo Wright, a.k.a. Flip Game Boss of the Right Way 360.
I like the way that sounds.
You like that? I like the way that rolled up.
That sound good. And I mean, if anyone is in the Huntsville area paying attention, I mean, even though y'all go beyond Huntsville, but we'll get to all of that. We'll get to all that in a little bit. So, you guys are married?
Yes. We've been married for 29 years. 29. We're about to celebrate 30.
Wow.
Can't wait.
This year.
Yes. We have 4 children together, 2 boys, 2 girls. Mm-hmm. We're empty nesters. The last one is in college right now as we speak. And we met in high school. We're high school sweethearts.
You guys y'all met in high school?
High school.
Wow.
I was a jit.
He still had milk behind his ears.
So where did y'all meet? What state were y'all in when y'all met?
We were in Florida, South Florida. So we were in Broward County. Okay. What else?
Deep side.
Okay, so y'all met in Florida.
Yes.
Who approached who first?
I approached her. Actually, I approached her through a friend because, back then I felt like I was the man, but I didn't have that confidence. So I asked a friend, hey, he's like, yeah, I know her. I said, all right, bet. He said, stay right here. I'm going to go get her and find out, see if she can work it out. So he goes, gets her. I'm sitting in a hotel room because we were on state trip.
And we were in chorus together.
Yeah, chorus together.
Nice.
So that's how we actually met, was actually in chorus. So he goes and grabs her. I'm sitting on the bed, I'm trying to do my thing, get my little position together. And they walk by, so I'm trying to do my flex. And they walk by, so he comes back later on and tells me, oh yeah, she said, you all right.
I did.
I said, yeah. All right. You all right. I said, bet, that's all I need.
All
I need is an opportunity. You didn't say no?
Yeah.
It's an opportunity.
That's
So I approached her and started throwing the lyrics to her. I don't know all of what I said, but I knew I wasn't going to leave without her.
Yeah. He started rapping, boy.
Right? He was rapping. He was ready to feed me and everything.
That's the way to do it.
I so was.
It's like, you hungry? No, I'm not. Because my
she
mama
wouldn't
told
take
me
nothing from me, bro.
If I take something from him, he gonna want something, and I'm not willing to give you anything.
And I'm not mad at her because actually I do believe that.
Oh, that's good.
This lobster come with a side of
Right. Don't be ordering the lobster if you ain't about to give up no tax.
I'm glad I didn't get it.
Listen, for real.
I had my own money, so
Yes,
I
she
paid
did.
for myself.
She made sure.
That's good. No, that's good. Actually, that's similarities with me and my wife because she was not having it. Every time I'd be like, yo, let's just go to Burger King, and I just legit be hungry.
Yes.
I wasn't even trying to go on a date. It's like, yo, we kicking it, we talking, I'm getting hungry.
I'm hungry.
She was just be like, no, I'm good. She
Right.
was like that for a long time.
Yeah, she didn't want to give up no sides.
Nothing. But the thing is, she knew. Anyway, that's enough.
Right.
You're not getting no size.
Next episode.
right.
Not even supersizing
Right.
it. Nope.
So 29, about to be 30 years.
Yes.
And you guys, I'm trying to figure out where to start because I know there's so much that transpired.
So much.
Before y'all got to this point. So let's start here. What are you doing now? And how are y'all doing it together? And are there things that y'all even doing separately?
Man, we're doing so much. I think for right now, our biggest thing is for 2026, we're working on alignment. We have a number of projects coming in the forefront. We've got our Money Talks, Money Talks Roundtable. That's our annual event, trademarked.
Nice.
We ownership.
Yeah.
We're talking about ownership in 2026, so we own that. That'll be April 11th at the Roto-Rooter Center here in Huntsville.
Hey, let's go.
And that's when we bring in, world-class speakers from all over the country, all over the world, actually, to come in and talk about everything finance. But the difference this year is that we're going to be incorporating what we believe, which is 360. Our whole brand is 360. Well, what's 360? 360 is not just money. 360 is mental health, physical wellness. 360 is family. 360 is family dynamic. 360 is everything that encompasses a good life.
Right.
So we're going to incorporate all of that into our event, which means that there is no off limits for participation in the event.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah,
Wow.
so-
You said that's April 11th.
April 11th. April 11th, right here in
From
Huntsville.
10 to 2,
Yes.
10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Oh, nice. 4 hours. That might sound like a long time, but it's really not.
No, it's not. It goes by so fast. And the thing is that we're doing so much in there. There's going to be food. There's going to be giveaways. And then we're going to have classes. And like I said, there's breaks in between, et cetera. But the thing is that because there's so much to cover, there's a little bit for everybody.
Right.
And it's an event where everybody can attend. So the whole family can show up. Like I said, you'll have things for the kids to do. We'll have things for the adults to do. But our biggest thing is incorporating that 360 aspect. Everybody's pushing money right now.
Yeah.
Money. You got to get to the bag. You got to get to the bag. Well, what happens if you get to the bag?
Yeah.
And you got to the bag?
Yeah.
Now what?
No,
Well,
that's
you sold your family for it. You sold your significant other for it. You got the bag, but who's there with you?
Yeah.
So our thing now is pushing that intentionality and making sure we incorporate that 360. So that event is coming up. Like I said, we've got our college talks that we're working on. That's where we go around the country to different schools and colleges with our elite team. And the elite team can switch out, but the elite team is 3 or 4 specific genres of financial wellness, including mental wellness, et cetera, where we bring in and we talk to the students that are in school at the college level and looking to graduate. Because the information that we teach is something that they don't teach in school.
Right.
They don't teach you how to manage your budget. They don't teach you how to buy a house. They don't teach you how to handle a significant other once you start to, manage a household. So these are the things that we incorporate into our Money Talks College Edition that helps the students to prepare for that next level.
I love it. So now y'all know I'm down. So y'all just hit me up.
Oh, absolutely. You already know.
You already know the game.
We got to get that wide open.
Yeah. I'm down. I want everybody to just know I am a fan. I'm a supporter, really. So whatever we're doing. And that's because I'm really big on community. Yeah. So as y'all know, I do the mental health piece.
Yes.
I talk, I coach, I do workshops, I do like all of that, but it's all around mindset specifically. Yeah. Because I've learned that you can give someone the right tools, you give them the right tools with the wrong mindset, and you just cast your pearls before swine.
Absolutely.
They're not going to. It's not even like they don't want to utilize the information. They don't have the mindset to know how to utilize the information.
Absolutely.
So I focus on building an open mindset first, because for some people they don't even know what a winning mindset is.
True.
So let's just get you to have an open mindset, learn how to receive and analyze information, and then you can pick and choose what works for you, what doesn't work for you. But you're always in a position to grow because you're always able to accept new information. I know there's things I used to believe that I no longer believe.
And
I'm sure there's things that y'all used to believe that you no longer believe.
Yes, absolutely.
And it comes with having that open mindset to investigate the season you're in. Because some things you need to believe at a certain level.
Yes.
Right?
It's part of the growth path.
Right.
Exactly. Yes. If I taught you trigonometry in the 4th grade, I don't know
if you're going to be able to grasp that because you're not ready.
First time I learned about imaginary numbers in math, I thought math was concrete. I didn't know there was a philosophical side to mathematics necessary to build rockets and to to do all the things.
Right.
This is necessary, but you have to work your way towards that.
Absolutely.
And so I say all that to say I have a heart for the Black community. And I feel like the Black community still, even though we're getting better, still struggles with financial literacy. Would y'all agree with that?
I do agree. And that's because of our parents did their best. They didn't even know anything about financial literacy, even though my parents did buy our home. But they still didn't quite grasp the financial literacy side, the saving and the investing and all. It's because they did not know. So, and I think that is across the board for a lot of people of color, Black people. And it's because we're not getting that knowledge in school. So if we're not getting that knowledge in school and our parents don't know it, where are we getting it?
Right.
So.
We're taught to save. If you can work 2, 3, 4 jobs, do it and pack your money away so that one day you can retire. Yeah. But how many people do you know that's had 2, 3, 4 jobs that are rich?
Right. None.
There's no financial wellness in that. Yeah. Because you're getting overtaxed. You don't know anything about taxation. You're getting this extra money, but then you're having to blow it out because again, you got poverty mindset because you were raised in that environment. So I totally agree. They did what they could do based on the knowledge that they were given. I don't fault my parents.
I don't either.
I don't fault my parents.
I'm actually proud of them.
I'm
'cause, I mean,
super proud of my parents.
Wow. Because, I mean, when we bought our first home, the very first home we bought was in Florida. And the process alone, and I'm like, how did they figure this out? And then even sometimes we ran into some issues with the taxes went up and then your monthly mortgage went up. I had to call them like, okay, Mom,
what do you do?
why? What is this? It's like, it went up. I was like, oh, it's your taxes or your insurance went up. So it's going to go up. They didn't tell you that. I didn't know anything about that. So I am extremely proud of them.
Yeah,
Oh, yes.
absolutely. And coming from our background, you know, her background is Haitian, my background is Jamaican.
Hold on, let's stop.
Let's
stop. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Got to give the Haitian queen her proper
Listen.
respect. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, I'm
And
not.
our Jamaican brothers, you know we all the same people for real, for real. So,
We're all the same people. We go through the same problems, the same issues, just different islands.
Yep.
And our plight is to make sure that we as a diaspora move forward.
That's right.
And that's why we do what we do, because we feel passionate about what it is that we're doing, because it's needed, it's necessary. We are the minority. We are falling behind, especially in the U.S. And finance is just a way to level that ground, or knowledge of finance is a way to level that ground. Yeah.
So what are some things that kind of help to get behind the systemic aspects of the finances? Like, I'll give you an example, a real life example here in Huntsville, right? There was an investment property that I had sold to one of my investment friends, you know, and he wanted to put like the bells and whistles in there, right? Now this is North Huntsville. So I'm over here like, I see what he's doing, and I'm like, I respect what you're doing, but how are they going to appraise this? Because, you know, the same house could be in South Huntsville and it'd be worth more. But this was his way of kind of fighting a little bit. You know, he was like, no, they're going to appraise it accordingly because I have the receipts. And the first appraisal, it was low, but he fought it and he actually won. He was able to demonstrate. But the fact that he had to fight it, because this is systemic now, it's not really about the quality of the home. Certain zip codes have to be considered poverty or black, depending on how intentional they are, right?
Due to redlining, yes.
Yeah, exactly. Due to redlining,
You know,
absolutely.
So there are things, because redlining technically is illegal,
But
it's not.
It's done.
Exactly.
It's done.
But it's not. And so how do we help? Because the other side of that, you know, and I'm kind of going on a rant here, but the other side is where I listen to Jay-Z, where he talks about gentrifying your own community, right?
Agreed with
And
him
so
on that one.
I do see an opportunity where, you know, they're going to appraise it low. That gives us a chance to buy it up and make it how we want to make it. You know what I mean? And turn it into how we want to turn it. But we also have to recognize that the police, it's a lot involved. So
There's a lot
It's a
involved.
what are some tips that you guys can give?
So let's tackle that, what you said about the word gentrification.
Yeah.
We have become accustomed to thinking that gentrification is a bad thing. Gentrification is not a bad thing. The problem with gentrification, as we see it, is that the people who are gentrifying our neighborhoods don't look like us.
Right.
But gentrification is you coming in and fixing up your own so that it can be better valued. And we're not doing that. Why? Because we don't have the knowledge. I love what your friend did. We had done the same thing. We
have to
bought up a
fight.
couple of properties on a block in a neighborhood that was on the north side. And based on our knowledge, because we had the knowledge at the time, we were able to raise the comps because we utilized our purchasing and buying power at the time to fix up properties and get them reevaluated or reappraised so that we can raise the comps in the area. So we played a major role in raising the values of properties on the north side, not something that we televise or put out. But
Same thing with my friend. Like a lot of people won't even. That's why I didn't mention his name.
Right.
Because a lot of people don't know that was his tip as well. The north side, he focused on the north side.
Yes.
But not just because it was cheaper. His goal was to create quality living in the north side.
Yes. And that comes from the knowledge. So that's why we say gentrification. What we are doing is gentrification. We don't do it on a large scale because we just don't have the finances to do that. But we bring in partners that we can work with that can help us do so. But that's the idea, the knowledge. The lack of knowledge is our concern because of the fact that the reason why we got these properties in the first place, all of them we got because they sold grandma's house.
Yeah.
We literally sat at the table with a grandma in the room
that was
and
sad.
bought the house. And it was heart-wrenching for us. We understood what was taking place. And we felt we felt like we were obligated to make sure that we honored the property and the neighborhood for what the sacrifice was being made at the time. We understand why they had to sell it, but that's happening too much in our community.
Absolutely.
And that's why we're losing our wealth. That's our generational wealth going down the drain. So we're here to teach through our 360 values how to be a 360 builder and do the same thing we're doing so that our Black community as a whole can be, can be rebuilt, because we have by us. Because we have the financial power to do it. We actually have the financial power. If you want to get into that, we can get into it.
No, let's
we
get
end up spending money elsewhere. We know we get our hair done, we get our nail done, we buy new kits all the time, and $800 kits, you'll be online.
$1,500 t-shirts.
You're online, you're gonna buy it.
Yes.
But if you change your mindset and said, "Wait a minute, let's clean up our neighborhood and bring that property value up," now the money is coming in your pocket. Now the money's staying in your community versus going out of the community. Because when you go buy those things, it's not staying in your community. It went out somewhere else. So if we start changing the mindset, if people actually just really pay attention where you're spending your money, it's not how you spend it, it's where you're spending
your money.
I agree.
Because you can run up a bag if you want to, but if you're running up the bag in your neighborhood and it's recycling those dollars in your neighborhood, you're still going to win, because those dollars are going to find its way back to you.
Absolutely.
The problem with the Black community today is that our dollars spend less than 10 minutes in our neighborhood. As soon as we get a paycheck, there is a check and go, there is a liquor store, there is a whatever, and they can get the cash here, and the cash is out of our neighborhood immediately. And we want to teach folks the understanding of their buying power. We, as a Black people in this country, in the United States, we have a buying power of $1.98 trillion in 2025. And in 2026, it's scheduled to be over $2 trillion. If we were a small country, this is real facts. This is facts. Anybody can Google this if you want to Google this. If we were a small country as a people, we would be the 13th largest GDP in the world.
13th,
We would be ahead of Saudi Arabia with all of their oil and all that. We're taught that, that's big money over there, that's oil. We as a people in this country would be ranked as the 13th country of the largest GDP in the world.
That's powerful.
If we understood that buying power, which is why we do what we do, and we channeled it to our day-to-day life here.
Man. Our community be looking like Dubai, okay?
Listen, we wouldn't need DEI.
No.
DEI is an unnecessary tool. It's an unnecessary tool. It's a mind game. And the only reason why it is necessary is because of the mindset that we have as a people. So
now I do want to say this, because y'all know I be outside, right? I be outside with the people. And I do want to acknowledge the reality that for a lot of people, not just us, they use pleasure as a coping mechanism for pain. Right?
Absolutely.
And so the things that they're going through, for a lot of them, it's just like, man, I just want to feel good for a moment because all of my life sucks. Now, even that's a mindset, right?
It is.
Yes, it is.
All your life doesn't suck, I promise you, right? Your job might suck, or you might be having issues with your marriage, right? There are certain things, but once you start to identify with your whole life being trash, you will actually invest in your whole life being trash, right? And so you have to switch that mindset. But with that being said, when they see pleasure as the answer to pain, they invest in pleasurable things. That's short term, right? So they get the Jordans because it makes them feel good, or they get their nails done because it makes them feel good.
Yes,
right?
get
or
their
hair for because it makes it bag.
Right. But we're not saying not to do that at all. We're just saying that to be to make sure you are set before you do that. So do you have that saving? Do you have that emergency fund? If you have all of that, yes, you can do that. But if you don't have that, it takes one thing for you to go poverty, like poor, nothing. You lose everything.
Lose
your
one
place,
paycheck.
One paycheck. You lose your car. You lose a place to stay. You lose all that. Are you prepared for that? You can buy anything you want once you're prepared.
Yeah.
Anything.
I think that's the problem. I think for a lot of them, I know.
Right.
For a lot of them, they don't even believe they could be prepared, or they feel like, oh, I work too hard, so I should be enjoying it now. And it's like, I hear you, and you may even have a point to a degree, but if you live long enough, you're going to wish you had something.
Absolutely.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Yes.
I've done it.
Something aside.
I've done it.
I know it happened to us.
I've
Okay,
done it.
so when we got married real young, and he was military, prior military. So when he was when you retired, we bought our first property. We bought our first property. It was great, perfect for a new, a small family, young family. It was perfect. But then the family was growing. So we said, okay, we need something bigger because it wasn't a big house. So we ended up selling that house in 3 days. Sold that house in 3 days. We ended up had to rent because we had another home being built. It wasn't ready, so we were renting. Okay. Once we were done, we moved into the home, and the baby number 4 came because, like I said, our family was growing. We stayed in the property, and everything was going well. And one thing changed. One thing changed. My husband ended up losing his job. We lost everything. Yeah. We lost the home. We lost the car. The only thing we had was each other and the kids. That's all we had. But if we had put some money aside, if we had saved for 6 months, we still probably would have been in that, in that particular home, and we would have been okay. But then again, at the same time, I told him, I said, God had a different
He had a different plan for us.
So I was because that was the next thing. We were like, okay, once we get this house, we're gonna start saving. We're gonna we even started a college fund for the kids because we said let's start we started a college fund. We're like, okay, because we're young. We're like in our 24-ish, 25, somewhere in that area. So we're like, okay, we have time. Did we have time?
Right.
We have time. We're going to live best life. 22-inch rims, brand new Expedition.
Everything. We had everything.
Popping bottles at the club, living good life, buying whatever we wanted. Everything was on credit. Yeah. We was living the life we were shown that we should live based on checking the boxes because we were keeping up with the Joneses. Yeah. This is what they said we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to be doing it. Nobody was there telling us you need to have 6 months emergency fund. Nobody said you need to have a savings fund already in place before you start buying these certain things that we were doing. We thought we was living good life.
They didn't even talk about investments.
We didn't even know nothing. No.
That was for old people. That's, when we hear that stuff, that's old people. I got plenty of time. YOLO.
Yeah.
And back then we were in South Florida. We lived in Wellington, Florida. So our playground was Fort Lauderdale and Miami.
Yeah.
So we was around those crews. We was around that life. Yeah. So everything was, has
no regrets. No regrets.
We don't regret.
No regrets.
I will say that. We could have done things differently, but I don't regret the lifestyle I was living. Other than the fact that we had to kick back, punt, and start all over again. So this is why we do what we do and why we started to shift our mindset, because it was avoidable. Yeah. If somebody would have just said, hey, do this, 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 and this, and then you can do what you want to do.
Right.
You talked about that earlier about folks not wanting to hold themselves accountability, and they're living for today's because they don't feel good about themselves in certain ways. That's right. So if we teach folks, if you go through mindset first. Yep. Then we teach you how to set up your emergency fund. Look at your finances. Yep. Set up your emergency fund and then your savings fund. Yep. After that, you can live how you want to live. You can still do the things you want to do. We're not telling you to save forever in a day. Right. We're telling you to save as part of your lifestyle.
Correct.
Right.
So once you have your emergency fund in place and you have your savings fund in place for whatever it is that you're wanting to do, whether it be vacations or travel, whatever, after that, your excess money is your excess money. Yep. All it is a guideline. So we're trying to take away that negative connotation away from the word budget. And we want people to think, just guidelines. It's just a GPS to where it is you said you wanted to be.
Amen.
So
Agreed.
Oh, I thought you were about to say something else.
I agree.
Yeah, but while you're saying that, and this is part of the mindset piece, it's also a lack of vision of where you want to be.
That part.
When I talk to a lot of people, and I believe in the power of language and all that stuff. Right? Okay. I believe that jokes are appropriate, but some jokes are really just softening the blow of a true reality, something that you believe, right? And so I'll talk to somebody, be like, man, how you doing, man? How you feeling? Like, what's your plans? Like, man, I'm just trying to survive.
Just chilling.
And when I hear I'm just trying to survive, it's like, how you being humble, or is that really all you're trying to do? Because that's all you're going to do.
Yeah. Right, because especially you're trying to survive, so you're just staying right above water. Yep. Versus if you want to go, you have a different expectation where you want to be here.
Exactly.
But we've been taught as a community to keep our pains and struggles internal.
Yeah.
And when you're in that, especially for men, because any sign of weakness can be exploited, especially for black men. Yeah. So we're taught to bottle that. Hey, what's going on, bro? I'm good. Everything's good. I ain't gonna complain. Ain't nobody gonna listen.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. You hear him say that. You can hear the turmoil in his voice. You can tell something's up, but we're taught stay in your bag and I'll stay in
mind
my
your
bag,
business.
mind your business. But that's how.
So you don't have like a comfortable space to speak,
Right.
And and that's sad.
And that's how
really
we're
sad.
losing as a community because of that mindset. It's still poverty. It's still poverty mindset, scarcity mindset.
Right.
But if we're able to show folks, like we were talking about earlier, when certain folks come on social media, on the TV, radio, whatever, and they talk a certain way about their lifestyle, it's just accepted as the norm.
Yep.
But if I come on there looking like I do,
Yep.
and I say the same exact words, the response is, who does this Negro think he is?
He a scammer.
He must be scamming it because can no black man live like that?
Right.
Can no
Right.
black man get that? But the reason why we live out loud is because we consider ourselves to be a family of service. We sat down with our children. We asked them, do you guys want to do this? Because we were signing up for service, public service. It may not be church, it may not be the clergy, but it's a public service. Our community needs it. Do you guys want to do it? And they said yes. So we knew once we stepped out there, we put a target on our back.
Absolutely.
And we're okay with that. We've learned to grow thick skin. We've learned to move a certain way, but the understanding is that we're helping the people around us. And by living out loud like that, we've had more opportunities come to us than if we'd have just been doing what we've been taught to do, which is to keep it to ourselves and suffer in silence.
And that's gatekeeping again. You're keeping it to yourself. You're not sharing it.
It's gatekeeping.
And then you got the ones that when you're sharing, they're like, oh my gosh, you guys are too loud. Am I? Or are you not loud enough?
Have people really told y'all that? Like about the information that you're sharing?
Yes.
Oh, we got that
yes.
last week.
Absolutely.
We get that from family. We get that from friends. We get that from acquaintances. The thing is that when you make somebody feel uncomfortable about their situation, they're going to redirect it at you. They're not going to look at themselves and say, hey, I'm in my position because of what I've done. They're going to say, how dare you show me my position?
I see.
You feel me?
I see, yeah.
So when we do what we do, we're not boasting and bragging. We're simply showing you that, hey, one, black love freaking exists.
Facts.
I can love my wife and not be a damn simp.
Facts. Hey, Queen.
Hey. Right? I can love on my wife and not be a simp. I can go on vacations and share that with my friends and family around me who actually genuinely care about it and like the fact that we are winning. But at the same time, because I'm able to do that, I'm also not a gatekeeper. We're not gatekeepers. And we'll share that same information with those people around us. And they live like that.
Right.
But guess what happens when their circle starts to do the same thing and the same thing? We start moving out of that poverty mindset as a community.
Correct.
And the only way we're going to do that is that there has to be pioneers. And we've got a lot of people in the community right now that are doing wonderful things. They're not doing it out loud.
Yeah.
They're doing it in the quiet. You hear that such and such donated a couple $100,000 to this event or to that thing. That's great. But the people aren't seeing you do it. You know who they do see? They see the dope dealers. They see the runners. They see this, they see the gangsters. They see all these people who have this money that is temporary, flossing, and their only mindset is that the only way they're going to get that is to do the same thing. But I know doctors, lawyers, I know professionals, I know tradesmen who live better than I do and have way more money than I do that didn't have to sling, didn't have to sing, and didn't have to throw a ball to do what they're doing. So we have to show that this is the commonplace. This is not out of place. This should be the norm.
How do you have that message? This is off the cuff, so if y'all need some time, let me know. But how do you have that message and not sound anti-black? Like, for example, why y'all think about it? Because I did a video a while ago where I said we have to become more clear on what it means to be black culturally speaking, right? I said we have not done a good job in identifying that because it's almost as if any talk beyond the struggle is like you've stepped out of blackness somehow. And I disagree with that, right? I do disagree with that.
Yes.
I like that.
But at the same time, I think that there is there are some roses, if you will, in the jungle of the struggle that we can still celebrate. Our ability to dance and sing in the midst of all that we've been through, is something that, like human history wise, no other people group is able to create art in the midst of the chaos like we were able to do.
Yes.
Like our resilience is really profound and should be studied. I have my reasons as to how we're able to do it, right? But I think it should be studied. But at the same time, I don't think we need to stay in a certain position in the attempt to honor, if you will,
Keeping it real.
our
Keeping it
blackness.
real?
Yeah, because it's not even real anymore. Like once you
Right.
get to a certain, financial position, or even before the money actually comes, once you have a certain mindset,
You start to separate.
yeah,
You
you
do.
don't align with certain things. And
Yeah.
if you try to say I am less than black because I don't align with these things that are detrimental to my community, I have a problem. You know what I'm saying? It's just like what W.B. Du Bois said, where we're not African enough to be comfortable in Africa, but we're not American enough to
be comfortable
to
in
be
America.
comfortable in America,
Right.
you know?
We're displaced people.
Yeah, and then now that we are overcoming some things, it's almost like now we're not black enough to be black. It's like, okay, so how do we have this message of upward mobility, organizing as a people, still having our vernacular, still having our jokes, but not celebrating the things that are actually detrimental to us generationally speaking?
We keep doing it. We keep doing us, who we are. This is what you see. This is me. How are you going to tell me that's not who I am? How are you going to tell me I'm not black enough? I am black. Every time I look in the mirror, I see myself as being a black woman.
Right.
And if police officer pull me aside, he'll see me as a black
That's right.
woman. So I just say keep doing you. Let it be normal. Right now, it's not a normal thing to see us in different lights. Because if you look at TVs and everything, we are always casted as, and that's what people see.
Yep.
So now we need to just be out there showing that there's more to us than this. But we are still black.
Yeah.
We're black doing it.
I'm glad you mentioned the media because that's a good point, because the affluent black people in the media also have a sort of stigma with with poor black people, like the way that they show it, like almost like a disgust. You know what I mean? And,
Absolutely, to discuss.
And
Yes,
that could
it
be
is.
disrespect. Like if I come from that, number one, not the poorest of poor. I'll never disrespect my mother the way that she worked hard. I don't come from the poorest of the poor.
Right.
Right.
But I was friends with them. I mean, I was a real life gangster out there, right? So I was running the streets. I see how they live. And I mean, I know y'all know some people live in ways that you wouldn't expect any human to live, right?
Yes.
You know?
Absolutely.
And this is their norm. I could never look down at them, right?
Right.
No.
But at the same time, I'm not going to live like that. You know what I mean? I'm going to elevate myself, but I would never even fix my mouth to disrespect them, if that makes sense.
That does make sense. And I think even them not knowing that there's more than that in their life.
Really believe
They
it.
believe, right. They think this is it. My mom was here, my dad was here,
Yeah.
and all my families, this is what
They're
we did.
conditioned.
They're mentally
Conditioned.
brainwashed
Yes.
to believe that this is how
This
black
is the
people are
norm.
supposed to be. This is the norm. Because, like even like growing up, I grew up Haitian American, and, when I would be in school, they would talk about how bad Haiti is. And, and I visited. I'm so grateful for doing that. My mom would always send us for summer. And I'm like, what is it the same Haiti you're talking about?
Right.
Because I go every summer and I enjoy it. I felt safe there. I felt like I was heard. Everybody looked like me. Everybody talked the same language as me. And you're telling me it's the poorest country in the. I'm like, well, you didn't see the beautiful ocean. You didn't see that. I saw it. But it's written in the book that way for a reason.
That's right.
So
Absolutely.
as me being a Haitian American, I am here. I use my voice by saying, no, baby, that's not how it is. And even when we were in class, I would say, I would raise my hand. No, ma'am, no, that's not, that is, what you're saying is incorrect. And I lived in a wonderful home. We even if you're able to afford it, we were able to get aids. You guys would, you know what I mean? So you would have aids. So I mean, we had people that could cook for us, clean and all that. We had it there. But I came to the U.S. and I'm like, wait a minute, I'm going to wash my own clothes. Like, whoa, so it is, I think it's mentality still and how we were brought up. And in the environment you were in. So if they're in that type of environment, that's what they believe they can do, and that's it. But if you raise your child in a different environment, this is what they feel as normalcy.
Absolutely.
So I think that's what it's more like.
Totally
it's
agree.
a mindset still.
I totally agree.
with
It's
that.
mindset. Totally agree with that.
I agree. I think that even as we're talking about it, there is almost like a fear of embarrassment. We talked a little bit before camera, and we were talking about like the fear of rejection.
Yes.
But I think it's more the fear of embarrassment.
Yeah.
Because how dare I from the hood, from the streets, try to, be an entrepreneur legally, right, and invest in legal money as a black man. How dare I? Because now if I don't succeed, it almost cements the idea that it was never meant for me in the first place.
Yeah, but you were trained that way.
Right.
You were trained by the media that you see every day,
Right.
the same disdain that you see them portray us in, and the way that they say the news, the way that they talk about our countries that we're from, or even if if you're not from this country, the way they talk about us is part of the training and the conditioning. So you almost you feel guilty moving away from the hood. Because it's not safe because of the conditioning that's there. But when you do want to give back, there's not a safe space for you to do it. So, again, for us, living out on social media so folks can see it in a way that doesn't look boastful. Now, mind you, a mindset is a mindset. People are going to look at anything we do that isn't sitting on our behind and looking at the TV like this as boastful. Yeah. We have to decide for ourselves how much do we want to step out there? How much do we want to help our people? Because if we don't make a change, there is not going to be a change. So,
how do y'all draw that line?
Comfort. Honestly, we talk about, we're partners, we're business partners, but we're family first. And we talk about our comfort zone. We talk about our comfort level. We talk about the things that we're willing to talk about on camera or on social media. There are some things that are off limits. Yes. To some people looking at us, they think that we're open books. We are a book.
and we write the book.
Right. So we're going to let you know about chapter 1, 3, 5, 7, 11, whatever. But again, it comes down to what we feel comfortable with, because at the same time, we also have to remember who we are. And our concern is making sure that there is safety behind what we're doing. If we're showing people that there is a way for you to be better, and people know that you are better in terms of your condition, does jealousy mean that they're going to come after you? Right. So we have to be mindful in how we portray that you can grow and you have the opportunity to, and we can show you, but you can't take it from me. Don't get it fooled. Yeah, I'm still deep side till I die. Yeah. So and there's folks who know what I'm talking about. Yeah.
I'm gonna pray right now. Okay.
but again, the idea is that I'm trying to change that dynamic, because I want to be able to go back to my neighborhood and walk down the street and not worry about having to be, accosted or ducking somebody or whatever. Absolutely. So we have to make it the norm. We're taught that we are lesser than. But in all actuality, we are the majority on the planet. We are. We're just taught that we're the minority, but we are not the minority on the planet. Right. So it's all conditioning.
Yeah. And they also condition us to not come together as one.
Absolutely.
If you know, even when we were in high school, we had like little groups in pocket. So you had your Haitians over here, clips. Jamaicans, Jamaicans over here, Hispanics over here, the African Americans over here. So they separated us. So we're in a battle with each other, saying, I'm better than you. Baby, if you look in the mirror, we are still black. Yep. Our ship just stopped in a different place. That's it. Came from the same area. It just stopped in a different location every time.
I'll say this. I'm sorry. I'll say this, since you brought that up. We were taught to hate Haitians. Yeah. I don't know if you know that.
No, we know.
I don't know if you know that.
The Haitian was taught to hate
We were taught to hate Haitians. Yeah. So growing up, if somebody called you a Haitian or insinuated that you were Haitian, those were fighting words. Yeah. And to be married to a Haitian now, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. That the growth that has to happen in order for us to see that we can be better.
Absolutely.
That we are one.
We are
just
one.
Like Bob Marley said, one love.
We are one people.
I completely agree. And it's crazy because as we share cultures, we also see how in common we are.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And it's like, dang, we really allow these very minute and even sometimes false differences. Like they'll just make up something. Like when I get into these beefs with the Dominicans, you know how.
Oh yes, like, we know how the Dominicans.
Stop it.
I'm from Dominican. No.
I ain't no black poppy. I know black.
Right. Spain is my mother.
Right.
No, you're black.
No, we liberated the whole
island.
Okay.
The entire.
Yes.
All right.
Española. Okay.
Right. Exactly. But I think it's just so fascinating that. They would rather align themselves with the country that colonized and enslaved them than align themselves with the people that liberated all of us from that. Yeah, and it is because they're taught certain things in school and this, that, and the third. And that's why in my household, we're very intentional in giving my kids the history that the school won't give.
Right.
Absolutely.
And I'll tell them, look, when they ask for the answer on the test, you give them the answer that they're looking for.
So you can pass this test.
But,
Yes.
but know this.
But know this.
Right.
Yes.
You need to know this is the truth.
Yeah.
We've had to do that. And, we've 4 children, and one of the years that really set us apart was, my daughter had to do a Black History Month report. And all of the books on Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, and Harriet Tubman were gone. So the teacher allowed her to do a report on the Jonas Brothers. And I know that's Dayton folks right there, but the Jonas Brothers is a Caucasian rock group back in those days. It was some young boys. During Black History Month.
I'm like,
I'm listening like, did I miss something?
For Black History Month. And when I found out, when my daughter brought it to me, she explained to me why she had to do it. I said, you mean to tell me you don't know any other Black historical factors behind our movement other than Malcolm X, Martin Luther King
and Rosa Parks, the common people.
So then it was our obligation. We didn't blame the school.
No.
Because we knew we were at fault at that point. But it wasn't something that we were thinking about. We just assumed. So we made it a point that our children, that whole month, every week, they had to come to us with, one male and one female Black person who has done something significant to move the Black community forward.
I love it.
And in that moment, we opened up something for them, and we saw a difference in our children.
Yes. And I mean, there were some people we didn't even know. We're like,
they taught us some stuff.
I was like,
they did teach us some stuff.
They did.
Yeah.
But that changed it, like you said, they did change their mindset.
We could see it.
Yeah,
we could see the bulb click on.
They understood, that because mind you, where we are, so there's mostly the other than someone that looks like them. Yeah. So they thought they were like them. I'm like, no, baby, you're not. The things that they can get away with, you cannot.
Can't.
I'm sorry. We had to have that conversation.
That's right.
And then at a certain age, like once they hit middle school, it was a whole different conversation. It was like, listen, if you get pulled over, this is what you need to do. I need your arms here, your hands here, like this. Nine. What is it? 9 and 3.
9 and 3.
Yep. 10 and 2. So I'm like, do you need and you? Yes, sir. No, sir. And when you're going to reach for something, please let them know you're about to reach.
Right.
That's sad that we have to say that.
Because we're the only ones that have to do it.
We're the only ones that have to do it.
Only one.
And it is what it is. But we know that comes from conditioning. And the reason why that conditioning is so important to continue for their benefit is the same reason why we have a $1.98 trillion buying power.
That's right.
But we don't own nothing.
That's right.
We have the buying power of the 13th or 14th largest country, GDP-wise, in the world. And we don't own nothing.
We don't own nothing.
And as long as we're made to understand that we're a minority, which is conditioning, and that we are to be a certain way based on what they portray us to be in the movies, commercials, TV, print, radio, the news, it's everywhere. They're bombarded by it all the time, and now we have the internet. So now we're dancing around, shucking and jiving. Yeah. Being ignorant is made the norm. And the more ignorant you can be, the more popular you can be. The more popular you are now, the more money you can make online. So now they've made it so easy for us to continue to backslide, which makes it so hard for us to move the needle forward. Yeah. And it's only going to get harder because we talk about money, and that's what we do. They just changed the entire banking system. They just
talk to us.
They just changed the entire, and I'm not going to get into all the details of it, but understand that the banking system is changing and has already flipped right before our eyes. They're already tokenizing actual physical housing and other objects, tangible objects that you can have. You can now trade those things on the blockchain.
This is kind of like NFTs.
Basically, your house has become an NFT, and anybody can come and invest in your house. You can sell a portion of an interest in your house. Now, mind you, from a money standpoint, that makes perfect sense. Where you can monetize everything you've got, and you can make money. But here's the problem: we didn't understand money as a people the old way,
and now you
just advanced it to trigonometry from 1 + 1 is 2.
From basic math,
right? From basic math to trig, and you didn't understand basic math, and now they're speeding it up, and they're making it so all you have to do is push the button, and they're changing it like that. What do we do? We have to have more people out here teaching financial literacy a certain way so that our people can understand it. What we found out in our market is that there's so many people that are out here talking financial literacy, but they talking over everybody's head.
Yeah,
It's irritating. Don't talk to me about, this and that and other thing, and you're not explaining to me how I can make sure that my monthly bills are taken care of. If you can't catch me here, you can't sell me an IRA. You can't sell me a trust. You can't sell me a will to make sure I put. No, you can't. You got to show me I don't have it. Yeah. You haven't taken me out of my poverty mindset.
Right.
Our goal is to take them out of their poverty mindset and show them that they're on fire. Once we show you you're on fire, we show you how to get and put yourself out and put yourself in a position to put you where you say you want to be. We ask you, what is it that you want? What's your why?
Because, financial wealth is not a number. It's not always a number. Right. So wealth to you is definitely going to look differently from me. So now we're asking you that's like, what is wealth? Because I have people that's like, I don't want to buy a house. Yeah. I'm okay with that. No. I just want to be able to live and shop and travel. Okay, so let's see how much money you make, how you're spending your money. I want you to see your money. Yeah. I want you to know what you're actually doing with it. Yeah. And by them seeing it, they're realizing that, well, wait a minute. Yeah. I actually have money. It's my spending habit is the issue. Yep. Yes. So every time we sit with anybody, a couple or an individual, these are questions that we ask, like, what is it you want? What do you see wealth is? Is it your health? Because wealth is health.
That's right.
Because you can have all the wealth you in the world, but if you don't have the health to,
that's right.
Yeah. You're not going to enjoy your wealth.
Or you're going to just spend it all trying to get
healthy.
Right. Yep. My brother's in the healthcare industry, and he owns a home health system company. And one of the things he talks about is you can either pay on the front end or you can pay on the back end.
But you're going to pay.
But you're going to pay. And the cost on the back end is a lot more than the cost on the front end. So we teach people, prepare yourself financially. But at the same time, when you're preparing yourself financially, you're also mentally preparing yourself for life. You're conditioning yourself a better way. Now you're putting things in front of you so that you can plan. Because when the house is in turmoil financially, the house is in turmoil. It is the 4 out of 5 reason for divorce.
That's right.
So if you can't pay the bills and, little Susie Sue comes up to you and says, hey, I need this. Can you buy me this? Well, you think money grows on trees? How many times have we heard that? Right. That comes from that poverty mindset because you don't have your finances together. Right. Yeah. But if you had it and you know it's within the budget because you've already set a budget and had a family discussion about the money, when she comes and asks for whatever it is she needed, all you do is you allocate it because you've already put it aside, right? That money mindset where you're stressed out is not there because you've positioned yourself. So that's why finance is so important, not just for the household, but for our people in general.
Absolutely. I'm going to ask y'all 3 more questions and we're going to wrap up, right? So question number 1, for those who are struggling, so I'll give you some context. Let's say someone that lives in the West Coast, they live in Cali. Cali's not cheap.
Yes.
Right? No. So they're making 6 figures. They're making 100,000 plus, but they're not like 150 or 180 or 200. They're like about 100 plus. But because of location, it's they're one check away from
disaster.
Right?
From disaster.
Yes.
What would you explain to them? Because in their minds they're gonna say, let's say they're just for the sake of the illustration, their expenses is, let's say $9,000 a month, right? But they are bringing in on paper collectively, let's say they're married, right? They're bringing in $10,000 a month. So they're looking at it like there's a $1,000 cushion. But there's also, they got kids and cars breaking down, and utilities for whatever reason. What would you say? Because these are not when you're making $50,000 a year, you kind of know you're broke. You're like,
we're broke.
Look, we broke. Like I remember, man, and I'm about to be real transparent. Right? We're broke. Did a tax return, man. It said $25,000. I said, what? How are we even here, right? It was bad, but I could see that number and say, all right, I'm broke, right? But for the person making $90,000, $100,000 in their brain, it's like, I'm living broke, and I'm looking at the numbers, and I shouldn't be broke. Right.
And usually it's because they're probably not paying attention to where they're putting their money. So I would tell them to need to sit down and look at where you're spending your money. 1 and 2, side hustles. Get a
Monetize
side
your skills.
hustle. Monetize your skill. Like he said, find something that you love to do that you can make a little extra on the side. Okay? And if you put that little extra on the side, perfect example, my daughter, she was like 10, 11 years old, and she started crocheting. And we said, okay, she started crocheting. So we buy her whatever she needs so she can crochet. We took her to Disney. We all at Disney, and her phone kept bling, bling, bling.
Sounded like money
like
sounds.
bling, bling. And I said, what is this? Because I'm gonna be nosy. I'm a parent.
what's going
And she was
on?
like, oh,
And you
it's my.
Haitian mom,
And I'm,
too.
Yes.
I said,
Yes.
this is too many blingings. And so she goes, oh, that's my Etsy shop. I said, Etsy shop. I said, she's only 10. I said, what are you selling now? Okay,
Right, what are
you
you
gotta say,
selling?
what are you selling? Because I know what Etsy is. I said, what are you selling? She's like, oh, I'm selling my pattern.
What pattern?
What pattern?
Right.
Right? And she goes, oh, my crochet patterns. I make my patterns and I put it on there. And if someone wants it, they just buy it.
Wow.
We're walking in Disney and she's making money.
She's making
She's
money.
not touching anything. Everything was electronic. And I was like, girl, I'm so proud of you, girl.
We
I
was
like,
our chest was so high at Disney after
Yeah.
that.
That's what I'm
I was
talking
a
about.
foghorn, leghorn, that peacock. She not only she figured out how to create a new skill because she taught herself how to crochet. She was selling the plush toys on Etsy, but then she learned and figured out how to monetize it and make it a passive income.
that's beautiful.
And we were like,
Because it's a digital product.
It's
so
a-
once it's
she
out
made
there-
it into a digital product, and it was just selling around the clock. And I was like, I'm trying to teach adults,
how to do this.
and they can't grasp the concept.
Yeah.
And here it is, you got a little 11-year-old who's figured it out, and she was making money now. Let daddy hold something.
For sure.
But it's just passive income. Trying to find something that's
Yeah.
passive income, and the internet is your friend.
Yes.
There's a lot of information out there, and please use the library.
Yeah.
Please go.
Ooh,
Please.
I tell people about the library.
Yes.
And I know people that are still sleeping on Uber.
Oh
They be
my
like,
gosh.
Uber don't work.
See,
I'm like,
that's
yo,
side hustle.
stop, yo.
Yeah.
Uber Eats.
Uber Eats. They be like, oh, it's too much work. I'm like,
That's-
you're in the
No,
wrong-
See,
you said
mindset
it right
again.
there. You said it
Mindset
right there.
again.
Too
It's
much
excuse.
work. I don't
Yep.
feel like doing it. I
Yes.
don't want, that's
It's an
too much
excuse.
effort.
Or they say it's too much work for the money. But I'm like, but you're not making any.
Right now,
So,
sitting
yeah.
there.
You're sitting.
But now that takes us back to mindset.
Mindset.
And when we find folks that are in those situations, we always suggest, is moving a problem for you?
And that was the third thing I was gonna say.
Can
Yep.
you move locations? Is it something that you can do remotely now, especially in this day and age? Can you do your job elsewhere? Some of them will say yes, and some of them say, I'm not leaving here. Okay, now it brings me back to, and I'm not trying to advertise, but it's such great information. Who moved my cheese? We left because the cheese ran out where we were.
Right.
But we were willing to throw on our sneakers and follow it. And when we moved to this new spot, we found that there was an abundance of cheese. And we're still digging cheese. We're still digging cheese. But it's how their mindset is set. Are you willing to shift what you're doing to get a better outcome?
Right.
That's a great point. 'cause
Right.
People are proud of where they're from.
They are.
They
So
are.
it's like, if you dig in for water, you dig here, there's no water, what are you going to do? You go to dig the next hole until you find water. It's the same thing with life. If you're not happy where you at, change it. Shift
your
it.
outlook.
Shift it and see. And if you don't like it, you can always go back.
You can always go back.
You can, yeah.
No, you raised
have
the
options.
point. You shift the mindset first,
Right.
and you realize that you have this whole planet, honestly. I'm like, yo, the creator put us on this whole planet.
Whole piece of rock. It's
Right.
all rock.
And we can travel and experience, but we can also live
Yes.
anywhere on this planet.
Anywhere
Anywhere.
you pretty much choose.
And so if you're not, like y'all said, if you're not doing well here,
Move.
get out of here.
Get out of here. Go somewhere else.
Sometimes you have to do that in order just to get ahead because the people around you are dragging you down. There might be family and friends that you could go to in another place that can help you get started in a new spot. But most folks are embedded into this mindset that I got to stay here and I got to keep digging and I got to keep digging and I got to keep digging. And you realize you eventually gonna hit rock. You got to do something.
Yep. All my Jersey friends like, you in Alabama? Yes. Why? Because of how cheap.
Yep.
It ain't take me long to realize, you know what? I can make it work.
Yes.
I can make it work.
We're
out
going to
here.
make it enough.
Man,
Right.
I'm a vibe by myself, so I
Right.
can make it happen.
Right.
You feel me?
Yeah.
All right, so my second question, right? 'Cause I said 3, then we're going to wrap up, right? So my second question is, do y'all go deep into the importance of having real assets, right? Like, for example, land, or like an actual house. Like, remember when things was going crazy and certain rich people were buying water rights, right? Because my brain understands the commercialism. You get the clothes,
Yeah.
you get the car. You know, the car might be necessary, so I
get
won't,
to and from
I
work.
won't completely
Yes.
demonize
Yes.
that. But it's like all this money being spent on things that can prove that you have money. But at the same time, if money became useless, you couldn't survive, right? Versus having land where if life got that hard, you might go into your woods and find some berries or something. Like you actually might be able to live. When you find a stream, drink some water, like real assets versus, like we all like to wear clothes. But, if money wasn't a thing, who cares at that point? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like how deep y'all go into that?
Well, that goes back to, what's your why? What's important to you? So we ask folks, where is it that you want to be in life? Because after you're done chasing all of the money, you're chasing all these things, something has to be tangible. Yeah. So I'm trying to remember exactly the wording that this gentleman said something to me about. He said, what is the limit of what is your godly appetite limit, essentially? And, when you were out here, you were grabbing, we're trying to get at this money. When do you stop? So we try to teach folks to look for assets over liabilities. I know you've heard that before.
Yeah.
Assets over liabilities. You want to make sure that you own something. Land is wonderful. Our community needs to own land. We need to be able to build on our own land. We need to be able to maintain crops, grow our own food, be self-sustainable.
Absolutely.
But it's very difficult because
we're so used to that fast pace.
We're so used to the fast life and not wanting to leave the city. Most people don't know. You remember back in school when we used to do a project, they would take a seed and you get a little cup with some dirt and they taught you how to grow a plant. They don't do that anymore.
They don't do that anymore.
No, they don't do that anymore. So
did your kids bring any plants home?
Well, my kids are special. Okay? So my kid, I love them, but my kids, they gonna live life. So my kids are the type. As we're eating watermelon, they're gonna take the seeds.
Okay.
And try to grow it themselves.
Right.
Yes.
That's what you're teaching. That's what you're teaching.
Right. But from school, we used to thought, but in
Yeah.
school they did. We did that in school, and I think only one of them
Ever
bought
came
a
home with
plant.
anything.
No, I think one did.
Yeah, I think one of them may have, but
bought
it's
a
not.
plant.
It used to be part of the curriculum because they would test you on it.
Yep.
Now they don't do that anymore, so you don't learn self-sustainability. But then there's not a whole lot of programs in our urban neighborhoods that are teaching us how to grow anything in our own backyards. Because, be it all be, there are things in our backyards right now that can cure ailments that we have today that we suffer from. They grow wild, but we don't know anything about it because we're not taught that.
My front yard grows green onions.
Yes, and I'll use them and cook them. I use them and cook because ours does too. And sometimes I let it grow out too much. I need to go out there and cut it. but yeah, wild onions, things like that, things that can even dandelions. I drink tea with dandelion roots because it's good for your heart. Yeah. But most folks look at it and they just think, oh man, it's a weed in my yard, and they cut it.
Yep.
Yeah. But you better make sure you didn't put pesticides on it.
You got to make sure you
please, because the disclaimer makes sure if you put pesticides,
don't go ahead
eat
and put the stuff on it and then turn around and cook it. No, that's different. But ownership is important, and you want to have some level of sustainability. If that means land, meaning go out and buy land, great if you can do so. Right. But if you're not positioned to do so, but you have home ownership, your backyard is good enough to start.
That's right.
With. Your backyard is good enough. You can grow a lot of things that can sustain you throughout the year and be able to save it, because we do. She would grow it, and I would dehydrate it
or can them
and store it.
Okay, nice.
So we've always been a team in that regard.
Yeah.
We're not doomsday preppers, but we prep.
You have to. But you have to.
We prep.
Just in case.
Like you said, money is changing. I mean, I'll bring y'all back another time because we touched on the blockchain and we touched on certain things about money.
Right.
We didn't go into it.
That's a whole argument there. Yeah.
So that's why I'm not even bringing it up.
Well, they can show up at our event on April
11th.
Come to the morning
April
talk.
11, 2026 here. We're going to be talking about
all of that.
Yeah,
so that'd be good.
So my last question, I might have a bonus question, but my last question is important. I think this is a good place to wrap up. Your favorite dessert?
My favorite.
I know.
I love them all because I love baking. That's another thing. I love to bake.
Go for
okay.
it. She should ask me my favorite food too.
I know. That's why I saved it for last. It's
favorite
heavy.
dessert.
I can tell you mine's an easy, boy. I can tell you.
Mine's not easy.
I'm a carrot cake. I'm a carrot cake.
You the carrot cake.
Carrot cake.
I would have seen you as a carrot cake.
And
I
it's
would
gotta
have
have
said more as a rum cake than carrot cake.
No, it's
he's
got to
a
be the
carrot
carrot
cake.
cake with the cream cheese icing.
Oh yes, it has to be
Now-
cream cheese.
Now
icing,
rum
absolutely.
cake with the hard white icing on it,
Yeah.
the sugar icing, the one that you got to
Yeah,
bring
yeah,
up.
yeah.
Yeah. You got to chew it. Yeah.
Okay, so since you went with cake, I'm gonna do cake. Strawberry cake is my
Strawberry cake.
favorite.
That's so Haitian.
Strawberry cake. Strawberry cake, and then the second will be a cheesecake. I love a good
that's
cheesecake.
mine.
Oh my gosh, nope, can't say their name
Yeah.
because they
But I know you're talking
no.
about in
You
New
know
York.
New York.
Yeah.
That
See,
place.
my mom's cheesecake is that cheesecake.
Yeah.
Like her recipe is that
Oh
cheesecake.
yes.
gotta
Do you
taste
like it with the
that.
strawberries on top?
Yeah, and because my mom is such an amazing woman, she taught my queen how to make it. And so once in a while, my
Shout
queen
out
be
to the
making
queen.
it, and I be
Yeah.
like,
So you know he
Yes.
just gave you some work, queen.
listen, oh, she's comfortable with look the way that I treat my queen.
Yes.
If I want some cheesecake tonight, she stay up and make
does
it.
that.
Hey, help a brother out.
He'll
Cheesecake don't love me, but I love cheesecake.
Cheesecake do not love. He'll ask me for dessert. Like, baby, can you make me some cookies? Sure, I can make you some cookies.
Oh yeah.
You know, so I love that. Yeah.
Tell you my queen, she make a peach cobbler,
Ooh, peach cobbler.
pound cake,
See, look, I told you I
That's
love
the
all
cake.
desserts.
That's
That's
the problem.
German chocolate.
Oh my
And
god.
see, I be on social media with her while she's baking and cooking it. That's why my belly stay round. But
Man,
now
you see-
I'm doing 2 miles a day.
2020. I peeped that.
2 miles a day, bro. I was
Listen,
like,
2026,
listen, I gotta
I'm
keep
dropping.
up. I gotta keep up. I
Yes,
gotta keep
sir.
up because she stayed in the kitchen too much.
Man,
Man, I don't want
I gotta
stop.
feed my man though. I gotta
Big,
feed
just big in my back.
yeah. Now
I
we
gotta
gonna
feed
keep
my
it going.
man. my man.
Man, you guys are great. So thank y'all for being a guest. Thank y'all for
appreciate
joining. I have a million questions, but I do want to save some of it for the next time y'all come. Right, of
Absolutely.
course.
We'd love
But
to.
I also want to give the people a chance to check you guys out April 11th.
2026.
Yes, at the
At
Rotor
the-
Motor. I've been there.
Roto-Rooter Center.
Rotor Center. It's actually really, really nice.
It's
Like,
It
when
is
they put the
beautiful.
veils up and all
Yes.
that, they kill it.
Yes.
You know, first time I'm like, yo, ain't that where they sell toilets? But they did they
When you
thing.
walk past the toilets,
Yeah.
man,
You gotta,
it's like,
Yeah,
you gotta
yeah.
pass the toilet.
yeah, get past the toilet showroom, and man, let me tell you.
It's really
But
nice.
yeah, we're gonna have some world class speakers. We're gonna be talking about the issues, some of the issues that we talked about today.
Yeah.
How to set up a household budget, how to deal with finances between two partners.
Yeah.
You know, how to get the family involved with building legacy,
Yeah.
building wealth, and it's not just
It's
money.
money.
It's
No.
not, especially when we get into the mental health piece, how to even, cope or manage when one of your partners might be suffering through, a depression or an anxiety or whatever the case.
Family issues,
Yeah.
health
Kids
issues
being on the road,
outside,
yeah.
Yep.
dealing with elder parents
Yeah,
and
yeah, that's
grandparents. That's a whole nother dynamic,
Yeah.
but it is real and it's part of what we deal with. But when you go to certain finance, forums, they don't talk about those things. But those are the things that affect whether or not you have the money to invest in anything else that's going to make tomorrow look good. I got to get past today first.
Absolutely.
That's what we focus on.
And I love that. And I'm going to leave this with the people because no matter what you're going through, and we could name the million situations, no matter what you're going through, you haven't ran out of options.
No,
And the
absolutely
moment
agree
you
with that.
believe you ran out of options, that's when you're setting yourself back.
Yes.
You've never run out of options. You have to grow your creativity. And people like us is what we do to help you just
Absolutely.
see possibility beyond what's happening now.
I agree with that wholeheartedly. And I tell folks, you don't know what you don't know.
That's right.
So you don't know what questions to ask if you've never been exposed to it.
That's right.
So I agree with you. You're not out of options. You just don't know that there are options.
Yeah, there it is.
Now
How
you
can-
do.
Right. I'm about to say, how can
Now
they
you do.
find you? Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
we are at therightway360.com and we're also on social media. So yes, you will find us on TikTok, same The Right Way 360, dancing, doing our little thing. Yep.
We have fun with it.
We're on YouTube, The Right Way 360, IG, every platform we are on the same handle, The Right Way,
360.
WRIGHT, Way 360.
Yes.
Okay.
All one word.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Sarah, Lorenzo, I love y'all. Y'all, we are getting closer as we continue to talk.
I love it. I
Yay.
appreciate you, brother. I
So
appreciate you.
I appreciate y'all. That is the episode. Y'all be blessed. Remember, you matter. Your presence matter. If nobody else tells you, I love you, and you need to be here. Peace.